Hello everyone. I wanted to talk about the final project in this class. You have two options, and either one is just fine, but I wanted to talk about the what's required in each one so you have a better sense of which one you want to pick because they require different things. Um, I intended that they'd be equal to one another in terms of how much time and effort they would take, although you may find yourself drawn to one over the other due to whatever your own reasons are for completing this. So your two final projects are a portfolio creation and a website creation. Now, a portfolio creation is often something that as you go out and you look for jobs in digital arts or in art or anything like that you're creating things, you are often asked to submit a portfolio of what you have created. And so, if you are thinking about at some point in your life maybe needing a portfolio to show you of writing or your art, this might be how the way you want to go is to actually create a portfolio. Now, I'm not saying that the pieces of art that you've done in this class so far are ones that you necessarily are going to keep in that portfolio after the course is done, but at least this assignment gives you an opportunity to create your own portfolio so you know how to do it. And then when the time comes, you'll be able to create other portfolios or get a better sense of what you can include in them. The other option is to create a website. Now, websites, we're not going to get into the coding of websites. I'm going to suggest that you use a lot of the free building websites out there. If you know how to code and you want to code your own website, you are absolutely welcome to do that. But that is not required as part of this class. I'm really much more interested in how do you artistically create a website? What are the art elements? What are the graphic design elements you use? The colors, the lines, spacing, etc. that you use to create that website. And so those are your two options. So let's get into this a little bit and look at some of the requirements for each one. You'll notice I have posted examples from people who've created websites. Their assignment, this was for a professional and tech writing class, their assignment was different from yours, but you can still see what 3 students, Belmont Abbey students, created, and that may give you some ideas of websites. The portfolio creation, I actually don't have any examples to share with you from Belmont Abbey because this is a new assignment that I just created just for your class this summer. But I think it's one that's going to be helpful. So I will continue to look and see if I can find a few more examples to show you of portfolio creations that other people have done for other classes at other colleges and universities. So if I click on portfolio creation, we have here some jobs request applicants to create a portfolio of their work, which I've already talked about. This portfolio will showcase what you have created this semester and also include some new items that you've created specifically for this assignment. You can use any digital technology we've talked about or has been posted. It just has to be able to be attached to the assignment. So there are a couple places that have free templates for portfolios. Canva, that at this point you know relatively well. It has a free template available. Just search portfolio on it. Google Sites also will do a portfolio. And then there are a bunch of other places that do portfolios as well, and you're welcome to go with one of them. So I don't really care what you create it on, it just has to be a digital creation. So then here's some links on how to use Google Sites for that. Okay, so within your portfolio, you have to include 3 of the artifacts that you've already submitted for this class. But I want you to revise and improve them and then include a short description of what changes you made. For example, you decide to expand your typography letter, right? The letter that you created, you want to expand it into a whole word, or some of you already did words, maybe you want to expand it into multiple words or do the whole alphabet using the same format, or you revise your infographic to use pictures that you took yourself or logos that you created. It's up to you what you do with that. Anyway, you revise them, you improve what you had, you resubmit them, and you include a short description about what you changed. 3 of the artifacts need to be newly creative work, but you can use the same programs that you used before. So let's say you have a LinkedIn account. You want to create a banner for it, you use it in Canva. So you'd already use Canva, you're just using it to create something different. Or you can try one of the digital art programs that you hadn't used before. Remember, we had the beginning, the intermediate, and the more advanced. Maybe you choose one of the advanced and you create something with that. Or you choose, again, one of the simple ones and you make something different on that one. Okay, or all 6 can be newly created work, or some of them can be revised if you want less of that. And if you want like 4 newly created and 1 that you've revised and improved, and 1 that or 2 that's fine too. But anyway, let me know if you want something different than what's here and we can work out something. All artifacts, so all things that you create, need to be accompanied by a short review of what you created and why you created it. Please also include what programs you used to create each artifact. If you're revising 3 of your previous creations, please include what changes you made from the original submission. Okay, that's your portfolio. So let's go back here and look at the website creation. Okay, so there is an article that everybody needs to read before you start creating a website, because it really gives some basic overviews of what you need to know as you head into website creation. So your final assignment needs to include minimum. You have to have some kind of home page. So when people first get on it, they see something. You need to have at least 3 pages that include your home page, so 2 other pages other than your home page, and they need to be linked back to your home page, so they're not standalone. I mean, they are. You go to a different page, but when I get on that second page, I can get back to your home. You need at least 3 images on your website. I would recommend using Canva or any of the digital art programs we have used or mentioned in creating those images. You have to include at least 1 of your assignments that you've turned in during the class, something you've already turned in. You have to include that. And then you have to include at least 2 newly created digital art or multimedia art. The reason being, if you're wondering why there's less media that you're creating for the website than on the portfolio, is because the website itself I'm considering to be media that you're creating. So that's why there's less assignments in that sense. But a website does require some work, especially if you've never done anything with a website before. So that's why I think they even out in terms of workload. They're just different workloads. You do need to write up a paragraph or so about your experience in creating this website. Include what assignment you included that you'd already turned in. Also include what 2 new digital multimedia art you created for your website and what programs you used to create this art. Okay, so pretty similar to what you've done before. Here's a whole review and different things that I posted that I've when I taught this assignment before in other classes. This goes through a lot of different options. I personally would recommend using Wix or Google Sites to create it, as those are I consider to be the 2 easiest, but it's up to you on that one. Here's a whole bunch on design, color, graphics, etc. that you can read through and watch on your own time, etc. Okay, so those are the 2, either a portfolio creation or a website creation, with the website creation being part of creating new text. Let me show you some examples. So these are from 3 former students of mine. They, for professional and tech writing that I teach, had to create a website and include content and pages and things like that. So this is from Samantha Day. She graduated in May and 2 weeks later passed away. Before she passed away, she gave me permission to use her website, and then I did ask her parents' permission as well. So I use this with permission. But she created an excellent website. As you can tell here, we've got a lot of different colors. Here are her pages with links to other pages. She's got her resume, plays that she's been in, blog posts that she's done, newspaper she wrote for the newspaper and was the editor, and so she has here, and then she has linked all the different newspaper articles that she has written. She also has some academic articles as well as her essays from her various classes, and those are linked here. She has blog posts that she has done. So less on the digital art, because it wasn't a digital art class, but this would, you can see that each one of her pages has a little bit different color, but you can always navigate back. And she created this on Wix, which the annoying thing about Wix when you use a free one is you have this at the top. But the rest of it looks very professional, and you can really access what you need to easily on this one. Let's go. This one was also John Paul Hamilton was a student who graduated in 2019. and this is what he created. We have here his homepage about him. We have a portfolio is part of his Wix site, and you can see various things that he wrote, yeah, etc. And then this one is a woman who graduated, I think, either 2019 or 2020. I can't remember. But she wrote about foods that she was really interested about. And here we have her about me, her resume, and various pictures of different things that she's finding. And stopped at Trader Joe's. This is what she bought, and she's posting those. This is actually a blog, which is for the purpose of the class. If you want to do a blog, you can do a blog. Although I would suggest that a website is much easier to do. And in, anyway, but there's her different pages, and you can go to her different pages and see what she posts and etc. Okay, so those are your two options for this final project. Because I think this is going to take you some time, I am going to give you a week here to work on it, and I'm just scrolling to see which week that is. Week 9. You will have the entire week to work on your final project, with your final project being due on July 28th. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns about this final project. Thanks so much, everyone.